Now more than ever, those who give children brighter futures deserve recognition. And the Juvenile Welfare Board is honoring individuals who consistently go above and beyond to put kids first. JWB was created in 1946, at a time when few alternatives existed for dependent and delinquent children other than adult jail. There were also no social workers in our county at the time. And one of JWB's very first actions as a newly formed board was to hire Nanabelle Dom, a caseworker who primarily served troubled girls. We recognized then, as we do today, that it's the highly trained, boots-on-the-ground social service professionals who are the ones making a real difference in the lives of children and families. And nothing underscores their value and the essential nature of their work like a pandemic. Recognizing this, the JWB Board expanded our KidsFirst Awards program from 4 quarterly winners annually to a dozen awardees last year. A group of selfless individuals who consistently place the needs of others ahead of their own and work tirelessly to always put children first.
When I got the KidsFirst Award, I felt overwhelmed. I felt full of joy, like, wow, this is all for me. Just seeing the people meant a lot because they have been part of this journey.
It was special because I was able to be recognized for the work that I do for the kids.
To be named a KidsFirst winner, it's a great responsibility. It's now on a certificate and made real out loud. Some families have made me feel so good. But then when you're recognized for it, it was a very emotional moment.
I think that it represents the importance of the work that all of us at school social workers do, and it highlights the significant roles that we play in the lives of the children that we work with and their families. I really just consider myself to be a very fortunate representative of all of school social workers.
I was just filled with so many emotions that I can't even describe how it made me feel to be recognized. I cried. It was indescribable.
I was really surprised. Here I am getting an award. Boy, that's something.
My mom, who has since passed, she worked with children her whole life, and so I followed in her footsteps. To be able to be recognized is like the highest honor I could ever imagine. My mom would be proud of me, and so that makes me so proud of my work.
Being a KidsFirst winner, a dream come true. It just made me feel like the last 27 years has been worth it.
Every day I get to make a difference in a kid's life. The fact that they have learned to trust, and that's what gets me out of bed, is knowing that I'm hopefully making a difference in someone's little world.
I've always felt that working with dads has been my calling. Growing up without a father, I experienced some of the issues associated with not having a dad involved in your life. I'd always said that I wanted to be a father, but also to help the other fathers in the community. It's not a job for me, it's a calling.
One of the families that I worked with, the mom actually put me in her phone as my angel. That's how she felt, because I truly helped her.
Hope is very important. And if you can instill hope in someone, that is another huge compliment when someone tells me, I feel hopeful.
I spent 20 years working in the Department of Corrections, and I am absolutely certain that a lot of those fellows I dealt with wouldn't be there if they had somebody like me in their life somewhere along the line. I like to do everything I can to prevent as many of these young boys from ending up in that place. Aside from my own kids, I think it's about the most important job I've ever had.
What inspires me is my faith, knowing that I have a purpose in this world, and knowing that the kids need someone that's going to push them to the next level.
is honestly a gift, and I feel like I need to use that gift, so I really couldn't imagine myself doing anything else.
The work that I do motivates me to wake up every morning to change people's lives.
The kids I work with are the greatest thing ever. That's what I love the most about my job. Right when I set my foot on campus and when I'm greeted by those children, they excite me. They bring me joy every day. Their resilience and determination inspires me every single day.
I want to leave my fingerprints. And what better way to do that than to strengthen, protect, and restore lives? That motivates me.
The parents, I tell them all the time, it's a privilege to take care of their kids. It's an honor that they trust us, and I don't take it lightly at all.
I've been referred to as the father of father services. It's a great compliment. It's been my belief for a very long time that children need fathers and fathers need children. When I go into the home, the excitement of having them run to the front door is very fulfilling.
For 6 years, I've been the Fetal and Infant Mortality Review Coordinator. I feel really good making this person happy about whatever it is that I'm doing for them. That is part of my work. It's like, wow, that's when I'm like, I really like this.
I do know they call me Grandma Cross, and I really love it. I have one grandchild, but now I have a lot of them. Wyatt, he's the one with the superhero talent. He would show me what he was good at, which was all of these here fantastic superheroes, and I'd show him what I was good at. He thought it was pretty neat the way I did my thing, and I felt the same way about his. And that's what we basically have done since we've been talking to each other. He's a good kid.
Some of the most touching moments where a child brings you a card to thank you. Parents who tell me that they're seeing growth in their child based on our interventions. That's the good stuff.
I had a client, she had nowhere to go, no money. She found herself homeless. She was very distraught, but we were able to find her housing. There were tears of joy. That's my paycheck. That right there, tears of joy.
They always say if you're doing what you love to do, you're not working. And I'm literally doing what I love to do. But I've learned that the three P's, passion, patience, and perseverance. You have to have the passion to want to do it. That helps you with your patience. And then when it gets hard, you got to persevere. And remember the first two, passion and patience.
When my children had grown, I went back to school myself to get my degree. You have to take a foreign language, and I thought, well, I'll take American Sign Language. I was familiar with it, my cousin's deaf. While I wasn't fluent, I knew the manual alphabet, and I was willing to learn the rest. After I got my degree, the Family Center on Deafness was offering a full-time position. 8 years later, here I am, still working in the deaf community, loving it.
I was in shock when my client called me and told me that the sheriffs were at her door telling her that she had to leave her home. She was doing everything in her power to be able to stay. It was probably an hour of time that we had to get everything in order for her to be able to stay with her children. I just had to get it done. I guess that's where me being relentless comes in.
The time that I helped a family who was living on the street, getting that family stable housing, and then the mom employed, is now just doing really well. That makes me love doing what I do.
My favorite saying is, you can't put an old head on young shoulders. It means that when you see someone young making a mistake, forgive them because their mind isn't as developed as yours. Therefore, they're going to make mistakes.
I like to remember me as someone who was there to help, someone who tried to show them a whole new world they might not have known about. When I was growing up like them, every time we went to the beach, when I see a ship sail out over the horizon, I always wanted to be on that ship going over that horizon. I would like to think that I inspired some of these kids to do just that.
I would like to be remembered like the person that really enjoyed helping people in whatever way. It could be small way, big way.
I would like to be remembered for always being kind. I think kindness is huge, especially in today's world, just giving that hope and encouragement, being there for somebody and just making that difference.
Any student, anybody that I've encountered, I have their back no matter what.
One thing that I do take away from working with kids is that I'm going to be a pretty awesome parent. I'll be able to relate and discuss it with my own kids.
Helping people to know their value and for my compassion and advocacy.
Just a servant leader. Someone that truly loves her community, her kids, and will go above and beyond just to make sure that that person is smiling or happy.
That the work that I've done over the years has perhaps inspired somebody to go on to help somebody else that needs it. Just everybody pass it forward and all be really decent humans to each other.
My legacy is to pass on. Know what your purpose is. Make a difference. Serve.
She cared. She came, she cared, she loved us.
We celebrate and lift up our 2021 Kids First winners. A dozen social service professionals who are unsung heroes in our community. Superheroes with caring hearts, giving hope to families. And always putting kids first.